Okay, you can hear the rain pounding down on the roof. It's coming down pretty good out there. But I'm going to try sticking this in through the throat of the carburetor and prying up on the bottom of the cylinder. And open the choke and slide it down in there. Let me get you over there with the shaky cam. See, I'm sticking her down inside there and going underneath the piston. And we're going to pry. And there it comes. Look at that. Not the piston that was stuck. It's all the gobbledygook on the metering rod, and that leads me to believe that down inside of the carburetor, let me get this good background here, down inside the carburetor must be pretty well varnished up. So I think we're going to try taking this carburetor apart, cleaning it out, see if we can get it to work. And the other thing we got to notice, if I work my throttle, here's my throttle lever up here. See that? Throttle level is nice and free. So there's nothing wrong with the throttle cable. That's a good thing too. So we'll take this piston off of here. And let me set you up right here behind. See if I can get you down in there. Yeah. So what I got to do is I got to pull this spring back. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay. So now let's see if you can see this. Got to get enough of it back so I can get that end to come up through here and then pull it out through the side like that. And now we've got this completely released, and we're going to lose our spring, but that's okay. We got the spring here too. See that? Alright, so now we can take this and take our carburetor screwdriver back out of the carburetor. We're going to take the carburetor off. Okay, so these are 10mm bolts. Nuts, I should say, because it's a stud going into the intake manifold. This is one of those places where a 12-point is more advantageous than a 6-point. Okay, we got it unbolted. Let's lift that carburetor out of there. Now we're going to have an issue because we have our choke cable still connected. And yeah, we have to release the clamp for the choke cable that clamps it to the frame. Sort of let it come up. This here. I don't want to bend it too much because this side here, the stud didn't come out. It was the nut came off, and that's okay. Alright. Let's see if we can get it up out of here this way. No, don't look like it. Looks like we need to come out the back. So we have to twist this cable around so it'll slide out the side. Now you can see better now. There's a little barrel that goes on the end of the cable that goes right in here. See that hole? And it has a slot, so you have to line it up just right. See, the choke is working fine. So it's the cable that's the issue. We'll take this carburetor over to the bench and take it apart. Okay, so a lot of junk on here. I don't have my air compressor cranked up, so we'll try blowing it off. We're going to take this gasoline hose off. It's going to get replaced anyway because it's pretty crunchy. Let's take these bottom Phillips screws off. And I see a problem right off the bat. That's going to prevent us from using this carburetor. Right in here should be the mixture screw. That's totally gone. Yep. And we're going to take it apart anyway. And then we're going to pull out the carburetor that came off of the Goofy car. I'm just curious what the insides of this carburetor look like. So I actually could salvage this carburetor if I had to, using parts from both. But I do believe that this is exactly the same as the Goofy car carburetor, especially the one I just bought for it. Came through and was broken. What was broken was this lever here on the choke. So, acorns falling on the roof. Sounds like the rain is letting up quite a bit. Oh! 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 Look at that mess in there. You think that thing would have run? Not a chance. Look at that gobbledygook. I don't even know if I want to try cleaning it. Let me get the other carburetor. Okay, here's the new carburetor I got for the Goofy cart, but it came through with this part here broken, and because that is broken, it was impossible for me to hook the choke cable up to it. And the seller kindly sent me another new one, and let me compare. Oh, not the same. This is more like the old one. This is a PZ30. This is more like the PZ27, but the choke setup on this is more like this one. Now let me look at the PZ27. This is the original carburetor that I had on the Goofy cart. And it has the same problem. The fuel mixture needle is missing. Well, let's make sure that these are the same, otherwise you can see, let me get you in line here. These have the same opening. So yeah, so I could steal the part. I think I could swap these pieces on the side here, take this part off of here for the choke and put it onto this one, and I could take the throttle, the fuel mixture adjustment off of one of the other carburetors that I have. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. So now we got our choke set up, swapped over, so that'll work. Okay, so we got our carburetor all back together, and I got a fuel mixture adjustment screw in there that I scavenged from another carburetor. We've got our choke mechanism swapped over. We're not going to put it on right now. We're going to leave it off to the side because we need to do some blowing out and cleaning up of things and you can hear my air compressor running, and it's there behind me. Well, that's the woodworker's shop over there through that doorway, and the air compressor is actually on the storage shed that's attached to that. So it's 2 rooms away, but it's still pretty noisy. So I think the next thing we can do is go back to our electrical work. Okay, so we got the cover off of here, and this is the starter solenoid here, and I have power to one side, but it's not being activated by our ignition switch or our starter button that's up, the starter button that's up on the top. But I want to make sure that the solenoid is good, and I want to make sure that the starter is good. So I've got this going. Let's try it. So the starter works. That's a good thing. So now the next thing is to trace the wires back up to the ignition switch again. Now I got to find a place where I can break those wires at the ignition switch, because I'm thinking that it might not be just the ignition switch. We'll see. Alright guys and gals, now you watch right here. Okay? I haven't done anything. I'm going to turn the key on up above there, and you watch right there. I've just hot wired the solenoid, that's all. Look at that! Spark, man! Spark! Yee-haw! And I haven't jumped any other wires. I get the wires jumping across the solenoid so I can crank it, that's all. Oh man, I'm tempted to just yeah, squirt a little gasoline in the intake manifold there.